Right, we are back here with another Amonkhet Remastered draft. Last one didn't go so well, so hopefully we can find a formula that works for this one. All of our opponents' decks last time had some superb rares compared to ours, so yeah. Razaketh the Foul-Blooded. I mean, we're never casting that, but I kind of want to take the Mythic anyway. Whenever you cycle or discard, consign to Oblivion. I'm just going to take this. We're not going to play it, but... Cartouche of Ambition's pretty reasonable. Bone Picker's pretty reasonable. Open Fire I like. Let's just pick Open Fire. Open Fire is just a very reasonable card. This Aven Initiate, if I recall correctly, was a very good card. Being able to make like a 3/2 flyer, then a 3/2 flyer was very good. Temet was very good as well, because all your Mbam tokens were unblockable. I think I'm leaning toward the Aven Initiate. This card must be good as well, right? I like this card. Let's just go with this one. So the Afflict means it's unlikely to be blocked, and then if it's not blocked, you get to draw cards. So I like drawing cards. I'll pick another Open Fire, sure. Leaves us really open. Yeah, Open Fire. Commit to Memory is a very good card. Being able to deal with whatever you want is always pretty good. Feel like we're not playing these other ones. Put a -1/-1 counter on a creature. There's quite a lot of X1s. Blur's maybe better than I remember. I should go with Blur. Like, we're not really in another colour yet. Let's just try and commit to the blue, and then obviously don't see any more, or commit to the red, and then we don't see any more red cards, but hey ho. I'm just going to take we'll take the Heckma Sentinels. It seemed fine last time. If you can get more of the stuff, more of the cards to go with it, then it's probably better than it was in our last deck. So don't really want to end up blue-red again if we can avoid it, just for a bit of variety, but we go where it takes us. Right. Essence Scatter, Unquestionable Thirst, Cartouche of Zeal. Unquestionable Thirst seems like... I think I prefer the Unquestionable Thirsts, just so you can actually react to the board. We've got 4 removal spells. We've got this Eternal of Harsh Truths, which should be able to draw cards. We've got Heckma Sentinels. So yeah, well, hopefully this will be alright. Let's just take the blue, single blue cycling card. Or this is literally just going to cycle here with our Hekma Sentinels. Got no issue with that. This should be, if we get enough of these kind of cards, then we can obviously like drop our land count to tie to that. Giving our creatures trample doesn't really achieve much, so let's just put Floodwaters in our deck. It cycles, and then it obviously is a payout or like a card that we can use in the later game. This card seems great. Being able to give our other creatures flying seems good. Giving the Eternal flying seems very good. Let's just take a Chandra's Defeat. Naga Oracle we're probably not going to play. The Desert's better than the Compelling Argument, because this is literally just a cycling card. Desert's actually what we want. Riverwind was actually a nice last pick. Archfiend of Ifnir is a ridiculously powerful card. Deemworthy is very good, being able to cycle to deal 2 damage to a creature, but yeah, Archfiend's just ridiculous. We're not that much in red, but yeah, we could easily just try and pick up all the cyclers. Archfiend's worth it, it's that good. Just being able to like cycle and like kill all your opponent's stuff is just brilliant. We can hopefully wheel the Illumination or Wonder in Death. If we are in that, we could obviously pick up the Razaketh back into our main deck as well. Vizier, search your library for a creature card with Eternalizer and Balm, put it into your graveyard. When you activate a thing, draw a card. Well, we don't have any Eternalizer and Balm, so that card's not great. We haven't actually seen any as far as I'm aware either. The Wasteland Scorpion is a pretty reasonable one. Let's go with that. Supreme Will. 4/3 lifelinker. You can put a counter on a creature you control. That seems pretty reasonable. We've got the Illumination as well. I like the Baleful Amet. Like, it's just a big body. Nothing to say that we can't potentially splash the red, I guess. Like, the red definitely wasn't as open later in the pack, so let's cheekily put the Razaketh back in the deck. So why the hell not? Not here for half measures. Dispossess is not a good card. Winds of Rebuke, Strategic Planning. None of these are good. I'm just going to put a Winds of Rebuke on the board. We don't have any trials. This is probably one of the better cartouches. Giving your creature +1/+1 lifelink and putting a -1/-1 counter on an opposing creature is pretty good. I do think I'm just in for another Unquestionable Thirst though. Just like take the removal. Soul Stinger is a good card. We saw that be good against us in the last set. It's also a 4-drop. Don't have any 4-drops. Seems pretty good. Vizier is a reasonable card at being able to help ramp. So you can just untap your land, so like tap a land, float a mana, and then untap a land. But yeah, Soul Stinger seems pretty good because it can turn into a removal spell as well. Even if it's just like a 4 mana 2/3, then when it dies you get to put 2 counters on another creature. So, or you can just have it as a 4/5. I'm just gonna put this back at the board. Just not happening. Like we haven't got a reanimation spell of any sort or anything. Riverwinder. I guess the Winds is probably fine, right? We don't have a Winds yet. Just take the 3/3 for 3. Probably want okay, Eternal's a zombie. Don't have any 2-drop creatures yet, so probably need to try and keep an eye out for some 2-drop creatures. This is a 2-drop creature, but Illumination is probably better, but we do just need the creature, don't we? No, I'm going to pick the Illumination. Just going to commit. Shouldn't have committed. It's fine, we'll just pick up another one of those. As I say, these cards that cycle for blue are still going to be fine. Chandra, Pyromaster. Well, that's a reason to be red, isn't it? How greedy do we want to be? I feel like we're supposed to go full greed. Like we have 3 really good red cards sat in here. Screw it. Another open fire now that we're red again. Seems good. Okay, we didn't lose too many picks by going black. We got any other blue cards we can put in? Man, this is really tough. Like we're so close between 2 colors here. It's like Final Reward's just a great card, and that's amazing art. Ding ding ding, we have a winner. So anything that cycles now goes in the deck. Anything that helps us find that card goes in the deck. genetic cycling cards. Haze of Pollen cycles for 3, that's too expensive. Onward to Victory, no, I don't care about that one. Cartouche of Knowledge, we don't have any trials, so I'm less keen on the cartouches here. I think we could just pick up the Essence Scatter though. None of these cards cycle, we'd have picked up a genetic cycler over anything else, I think. But we'll take that one. We'll take the 2-drop. We still need a couple of 2-drops. So we need one more, and we need a couple more playables. Preferably creatures. Counter a spell, unless they pay 3. Pop the Tormenting Voice in, I think. Well, that's interesting. How greedy can we get? Because that's the fixing for this deck. Let's lay it out. Let's lay it out after the draft and see if we can still put the Archfiend in or not. I don't think so. We can't. We just can't. It's just too expensive. Another Essence Scatter seems fine. Like, this is definitely just a big old blue-red control deck, but at least we've got the 2 rares to help us through this one, whereas we just didn't have that last time. Probably want to be 16 lands with this one. Another Hackmez is probably perfect last card. Pretty much perfect. Alright, cool. Let's get to building this. I think we're probably best just dropping a mountain and just running that. Certainly with the Chandra art's great. With the Chandra and the Drakehaven, just kind of want to. So how many cyclers do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cyclers is pretty good for that one. Obviously got the Chandra, we've got Open Fires, Blurs, Unquestionable Thirst, got some counter magic. This one's definitely better than the last blue-red deck we drafted, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Obviously, that's a mulligan. That one's better. Play out the creature. Creature doesn't not really doing anything in this deck, so cool. So we'll get to make this trade. That seems like a good trade for me. They've got a Naga Oracle, sure. Kill one opponent. Definitely don't want to use any of these removal spells on this if I can avoid it, but see what they do. Definitely happy enough just to kill that one with the open fire. Let's just start by cycling this. So that's us down to 14 lands in deck. We've already seen 7 of them, so there's only 7 lands left in our deck. So hopefully there's not too many left. Cartouche of Knowledge. Yep, we can't stop that one. That is now a target for the Unquestionable Thirst, though, so. Yikes. Really need to find some spells. They're just attacking with that, then that's pretty good for us. Yeah, so the question is, do they have any? Because then they're going to get to use that next turn. They've got Labyrinth Guardian, sure. Yeah, them getting to draw cards is not great. At least we'll get to blur and get rid of this, but yeah, not great. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. Right, and now I get Oracle of our own. Let's well, I want all of those, so do I have time to Drake Haven into the other ones? I think I probably do, right? Like the other option is I can put Hieroglyphic Illumination first to draw these two and play the Drake Haven next turn. That's maybe better off doing that. So at that point I want to play out the land. Because we're just gonna kill this, I think. and we'll be left with an open fire at the end of next turn. So, sure. Never to Return is a very good card. We don't really have any graveyard cards though, so that's not the end of the world for us. So that's going to go away because of the trigger of Labyrinth Guardian, so this won't resolve, but that's fine. Touching a land, yep. And they've got a Vizier. Okay, so they've tapped out now, so we get to do this and stick the Drakehaven, which is great. So now we just need to, so we've got 8 lands in play, there's 2 lands in yard, so there's 6 lands in deck, 6 out of our 21, so we really need to find a cycling card. Oh my god. Really? Really? Why didn't you put it on the thing that's tapped? Right, well we're not beating that, so we were well in that game until they played their 3rd rare. Man, Godfarer's Gift is so good. These games have been brutal because every one of our opponents has had ridiculous rares. This hand's fine. We have Chandra. Chandra's great. Gets to ping off the little things. Got Hekma. Riverwinder as well. And we're on the play, so what's the worst that can happen? Just gonna cycle this, I think. Not too worried about the Hekma being slightly bigger or not. Drakehaven. Well, that's a good one to stick on turn 3 and then cycle on turn 4. We're gonna win a game. No, they're gonna have the wilt. I'll have some method of killing my Drakehaven. Like giving them this to be able to do this, I just want to get the Drakehaven down. So they can play a 4-drop here, or they can play a Sunset Pyramid. and a wasp. Well, I'm just going to take this opportunity to Chandra and kill the wasp. I'll take any opportunity to kill kill a creature with the Chandra. Like, it's not often that we're actually going to get to do that, so it is important to try and get that value. We've got a desert that we can cycle for the Drake Haven now as well, so we don't even have to cycle the Floodwaters yet. Yeah, and now the Nag's having to attack the Chandra. We got a pump spell. Got +4/+4 pump spell. Yeah. Soul Stinger. Is it going on itself? Yeah. Do you have to? No, you don't. Okay. Well, that works. I need to just play this out because I need to, as much as I want to cycle it, I just need the lands. But yeah, it was just getting an opportunity to, like, we're going to open fire there anyway, but it's fine. Let's see what they do. Chandra has essentially managed to kill 2 creatures here, so so the bat's going to get haste, hit Chandra for 2, and then we're going to kill the bat. Goodbye, bat. And now we're just purely on the full control mode from here. Cycle to make drakes if they attack the Chandra. Got a counter spell. Got a burn spell. Shame I don't have a 1-mana cycler, but make a drake, draw card, block. That was sweet. Oh no. We don't get to do anything with that one. Let's play Pack My Sentinels. If they try and do anything, it's just getting countered because this is going away regardless, so. Come on then, OP, what have you got for me? Sure. don't think I care about that. So you can play a bat that just gets killed by Chandra again. Man, this Chandra's so good. And that should now put 4 cards in my graveyard so I can counter this. Because I really don't want to have them kill one of my Drakes here. Yeah, you've got a 3/2. Let's take a peek, see if we get anything. Sure. And then 6U. Sweet. We gotta win! First win in the morning because we've had some horrific luck. But thank God we finally got on the board. Hopefully we can string some together now. Why is there like nobody on this morning? How long have I been live for? An hour and a bit. Alrighty. Yeah, this man seems great. Lottie Lou Colette, thank you for subscribing again. I'll always poop myself when I hear it, because I'm never actually expecting noises from that, but thank you very much. 10 months of Twitch Prime. I need to center that alert box properly. I'll do that after I've taken my turn. There, I guess that's center. Whenever it dies, draw a card. Guess we'll just play out this thing. No, I'm not blocking, so. Let's just kill that before they draw any cards. Oh, the Eternal with this is interesting because it means that I can't block, so we just draw cards off it. So exert it to give creatures +1/+1. Sure. Okay, well, they could have attacked first and then made a 1-1, but never mind. This set was very good for actually making you do things correctly in the right order a lot of the time. So, so this is unblockable because I want to draw a card. And then we're gonna tap the elite, I guess. And then we've got one card in the yard, so this is counter unless they pay 1. We've also got a cycle and we've got a blur. So hopefully they just play like another 5 mana spell. That is not a 5 mana spell. Sure. I think I'm just attacking with this, letting them block with the camel, and then blurring. Blur the camel, and then play out the Aerial Guide, and then can try and maneuver our way into being able to like draw a card every turn. We'll take 3. We got another 3/2 camel, sure. That one's close to being very good. So we definitely don't want those, but I'll take the Unquestionable Thirst. 2/4 is good. Good, gonna be able to block their stuff here. Okay, they've basically got nothing here. I'm gonna cycle this Floodwaters because we're just not bouncing this Caravan because they just get to make a 1/1. So. Yeah, I guess I'm still attacking both of these. I guess I'm just holding that. I mean, they're not doing anything. We've got double counterspell up unless they pay 7, so. How about we don't do that? Okay, they are dead. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. 2-1. Can you tell I've not played Magic this season? Alright, onwards. Thanks everyone for hanging out on this wonderful Sunday morning. I hope you're having a good weekend. My name's Andrew Rayner. I stream occasionally, not as often as usual, but I will be doing various different streams over the next while. Already signed up for the early access for Zendikar, so I'll be doing that. I also, I have a bunch of codes from streaming from Wizards, #sponsored. So if you want any codes, let me know, and I will be able to give them to you all. I've still got, I think, about 30 community codes to give away. I think it's usually just like common and uncommon cards, but it's free, so you can't really complain. This hand is not good, but nearly a temptation to mill myself for 5 just to be able to get that turned on properly, but to get these turned on properly, but nearly, not quite. Amonkhet Monument, sure. So they're going to get to loot a lot. And then... okay, so they're not looting. So counter unless they paid 2. Really just can't deal with this kind of thing, so... take my 2 and like it. I'm just going to jam the Naga Oracle here. Definitely putting the Mount in the graveyard. I think I'm keeping these 2, and I think I'm keeping them in that order, because Chandra gets to kill this Pathmaker. Initiate. They didn't have any spare lands from their loot last turn, so... okay, now we don't get to kill it, but never mind, that's fine. We'll get to make it sleep with the Thirst instead, which is probably just as fine. So it's a sleepy initiate. And that means we've still got countervailing winds up, and then we've got another countervailing winds next turn. So if we play any X1s we don't really care about. Maybe they're missing a colour. I was assuming that they're just like mono red, but maybe they're just not. Okay, I take 2. Yeah, I assumed they were mono red because of the Amonkhet Monument, but maybe they're not. Hit you with my 1/3. Play my own Pathmaker. And then we've got double countervailing winds. Yeah, sure. Much more interested in countering their creatures. Let them loot. Counter that thing. Counter that thing. Please stop trying to interact with me. It's really rude, opponent. How about I play my Chandra? I think I'm playing this out so I can potentially play the Riverwinder next turn. Yep. He's exiled. Let's This is a jump block. Much rather have my Chandra. Let's play a 5/5 hexproof. Crazies. I can just sit and do this with Chandra for a while. Like, there's no real need for me to use the -7. Gonna hold the Blur because I can deal with an X2 between Chandra and Blur. Like, I'm not in any real kind of hurry here. Glory Bringer. Well then. Really glad that I've kept these. It's like this doesn't even really kill the Chandra, so I just get to do this again and then use the open fire to finish off the Glory Bringer. I can just use Chandra to ping them to death, it's absolutely fine. So 1/3, they'll get to loot here. Okay, they've got like a removal spell or something then? Must be like a puncturing blow or something like that. Uh, 14 cards in the deck, we've got 9, 10, 11 lands there. 12 lands total, so still 4 lands in our deck. Coming for Chandra, coming for me, coming for me. Interesting. Take my 1. Gonna do this and then I can blur if they have a spell. But we are on absolutely nothing now, so 3 lands in our deck, 12 cards. Okay, draw 2 cards, it's a good start. Okay, Heckma, Heckma. A Braid, that's the card they've been sitting on, makes sense. Thrasher Lizard, sure. Thrasher even. 2 Thrasher Lizards. Yikes. Those things are chunky. Guess I start off by doing this. Essence Scatter doesn't do anything. Six cards left. If I'd realised that I still had an open fire, I would have definitely used the Chandra minus, but Yeah, I completely did not realise that I did. Coming from me, sure. So they're dead. Cool. Cool, got there. Got there eventually. Definitely a lot of ways to slice that one, but never mind. Don't have my overlay on, so usually got something that tells me what cards are in my deck, but I don't have it running today, so I just completely forgot, and there's no point starting it now. So, but it usually tells me what cards are left in my deck, which at that point I'd realised there's less than 10 cards in my deck, and Chandra's ultimate wins the game, so never mind, it's fine, we got there. Yeah, this hand seems fine. We get to Compelling Argument to cycle on one, then we get to blur away an X1, hopefully. Please play an X1. Yeah, just like that. Oh, Chandra as well. Please go away. We'd love an untapped land so we can open fire or Eternal, but yeah, we'd love an untapped one. Yeah, perfect. Just kill that now. Must have something because of the pause. Hopefully they miss their land drop again. If they just interact with this, then that's fine. I don't care about that. Get to stick with Chandra, which is the bit that matters. Sticking with Chandra is definitely important. Ah, this card's so good. Flying, cycling, and bam, just value. Value town population, a Ketra's attendant. Loved this one, just being able to like cycle it early and then bam it, or you could just cast it and then when it dies and bam it again. Like, flyers are so good. So good. I think I'm interested in trying to find another land here. Okay, fine. We missed on the land. That's not the end of the world. Play the Drake Caving out. Just wanted to make sure I could hit like my next land drop. But that's fine. Can sacrifice this to gain 2 life, or we can just illuminate and make a 2/2. Illuminate, make a 2/2 is probably the line. You got a 3/2, sure. And then an initiate, and then we can countervailing winds to counter a spell, or we can cycle to make a Drake. How about we don't try and kill my Chandra? That'd be great. Let's not kill my Chandra. I have to exert, otherwise I'm just trading. And then I'm just chomping, so... Works out great. Make a 4-2. Sure. Let's do this and see if we can't hit something. Sure. Naga Oracle's getting pretty good here. Yeah, I think I'm just ditching the lands. I think Hecame's fine. I'm not going to attack because I can just trade off the Drakes for that beast. Sure. How about we trade? Sure. So that's just dying to my Chandra. This must exert again to attack here. So I'm going to cycle this. Pumps the Hekma, make a token. Double block. Get this thing out of here. And then, yeah, time to bam. So we've got a 3/3 flyer. We've got a 2/2 flyer. We've got an Essence Scatter. Let's see if we can hit something. Floodwaters. And I get to return the Eternal to my hand. That was like the literal best draw in my deck there. That was incredible. Okay, up into silver. So we started at the bottom. Or started at bronze 2, bronze 3, something like that. Alright, I'm going to take a short toilet break and then we'll be back to finish off this set. So don't go anywhere. Right, we are back. Let's just keep going on with this deck. So we are 4-1. So hopefully we can keep going. See how we get on. Yeah, this hand's fine. We'll get there. Got Pathmaker to start, and then we've got Chandra to follow up with any land drop, and then a blue land drop lets us cast these ones. So. Okay, perfect. Perfect. What's that one do? Sure, I'll trade for your fan bear. Your fan bear is much better than my creature. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, I lose a life and they gain a life. Okay, so that's not going to happen that much because I don't actually have that many creatures. So. Yep, that's fine. Let's just jam Chandra. Next two 1/1s, okay, fine. So they'll get to hit me for hit the Chandra for a couple, but we'll get to start pinging off these tokens. Unless they've got something to kill the Chandra. If they've got something to kill the Chandra, that'd be bad. They could have the Aftermath spell. No, it doesn't look like it. Could have a pump spell. Not sure what pumps for 3. No, okay. Soul Stinger. So they just want a 4/5. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Guess I'm supposed to start by cycling this and seeing if I can find something to interact with this, which I can't. So I think I'm just supposed to kill the token and play the Aerial Guide as a chump blocker, I think. See what they do. Okay, fine. Chandra down. Means we'll probably need to rely on the Drake Haven when we find it. Issue is they've got this finish here that's just going to make me, like, going to be a removal spell at some point, so it's not really anything I can do about it, and I don't have that many creatures is my issue. So I think I'm actually in quite a lot of trouble here. This Trespasser's Curse is a bad card, but the rest of the cards they've played so far have been very good. Another Doomfall. Well, I don't think we're getting out of this one. Kentra's Attendant as well. Wow, their deck's good. Yeah, okay, let's just move on. Like, we can nickel and dime that, but they've got so much. They're so far ahead there. It's just not close there. Yeah, this hand seems great. You get to blur something early, a couple open fires, land drops means we've got Chandra, or we can cycle Countervailing Winds as well, so help us find a land if we need it. Illumination's a good one to cycle because I would rather keep the Countervailing if we can. How about we kill that one? How about I cycle to hopefully not miss my land drop? Yikes. Well, I mean, of land drops that is the worst one, but we'll take it. Hopefully they just play a creature this turn. We'll take our 2. You're just pinging me. Okay, sure. Right, really want a mountain. Really want a mountain, please. Okay, didn't find a mountain. Naga Oracle. Let's see if we can find a mountain. Bin one of those, and then yeah, we want the mountain first so we can Chandra to kill this. Or we can open Fire plus Essence Scatter if they do something to the Naga Oracle. Because they might end up of having played that out because they have a cartouche and we're waiting for us to play a creature to play the cartouche. So they could easily like play either red or white cartouche here, pick up the trial, hit us for some damage. No, okay. Okay, bunch of X1s. Wonderful. Chandra, come and deal with these, please. So this can't deal damage to the Chandra, so I think I just want to kill the Pathmaker Initiate. Looks like we can block this. We can block this one. Magma Spray, sure. We got 2 Magma Sprays? Got 2 Magma Sprays, jeez. Brutal. I didn't think they would have 2 things to kill it, which is why I went for this one. Completely blown out for that now, because now they get to keep that and kill the Chandra, so... They're basically at nothing though, so... So the Exert here kills the Chandra. I guess I should have probably played around the removal spell there. I didn't really consider that, so that's definitely my bad. Let's kill this Archer before it deals anything more to us. Like, we definitely have like a really good setup to survive long game. So, do I really care about that? I kind of feel like I just need to counter it. I'm just going to counter it. We've got another counter. We've got countervailing winds for like a follow up. But right, let's just do this to this one. And now we can just be entirely responsive to whatever they've got next. At least they had to expend like all of their resources to deal with our Chandra. And we are sat with like a good hand. Oh, I should have played the land out there because I've got 3s. All 3s. That's fine, it's just dealing 3 damage to my face. I just need to make sure that I counter the cartouche. Because they play a cartouche, like them picking up 6 points of burn is not okay. Yeah, that's not happening. No 4/4s, please. That is our only discarding card, so no need to hold on to any other lands. Get to play a Pathmaker out. Definitely want to hold on to this one. If we do find the Drake Haven, we'll want to. We will want to. Yeah, how about we just 2-for-1 you instead? I'll take my 1, but you're not picking up your trials. Get away. Should definitely have been trying to do that on this. Scrapper, sure. Please have another cartouche. Well, that was very good timing. I'm not sure I care. I think I'm just supposed to let this happen. Because I just can't afford... I don't have a counter to a cartouche, so I need to find another thing to be able to stop a cartouche. I'm definitely just cycling this to make a 2-2. 2-2 is worth more than the card. And this is lethal for next turn, so... Yeah, you'd better cycle, opponent. You'd better cycle. Hopefully they just try and kill one of these things. And then I just get to open fire them. Or them have nothing. Nothing works too. Nothing works too. Sweet. 5 and 2. That's our 5th win with this set. We will crack all these boosters before we move on to the next draft. So don't you worry about anything. We will be cracking those packs. We've been live for nearly 2 hours. I've probably got maybe another draft in me after this. We'll see. See how we go. Definitely warmed up to it. It's definitely a bit slow first thing this morning. Yeah, this hand's okay. It's not great, but we'll give it a bash. Definitely just aggressively cycling this, but we've got the 2 red removal spells, so we just need to find the red source, and then this hand's good. Red source is good, but any land makes this hand more than serviceable, so then we can just start countering things, playing the Sentinels out and stuff like that. Gideon of the Trials. Well, that would have been a nice one to be able to counter on the play, but never mind. Hopefully... Oh, they're going to plus it, aren't they? Hopefully they emblem it. As long as it goes to... If it stays on 3, I can kill it. Damn. Well, we're going to have to try and kill it, so this could be interesting. So now I've got, this is counter for 2, so if they try and hit me for 4, I get to kill the Gideon. That one's fine. because I can Blur of Blades that one. So okay, Gideon down. Guess I should wait till after combat. So blur this one. And then yeah, we get to attack the Gideon. Open fire, finish off the Gideon. And then hopefully just not die. Hopefully they don't just like... that's a 4/4. 4/4 is pretty big. It's also a pretty ridiculous card. I think I'm supposed to keep these. I can't even afford to play the Chandra here because I'm going to need to cycle. I think I need to cycle both of these to kill the champion, because otherwise they just get to. Yeah, I just need to counter that. Otherwise we're just not winning. I can't deal with that thing with having more stuff on it. This white-green exert stuff is just really powerful when you get it all together. Oh, okay, so they didn't... So I need to cycle this and I need to hit... Oh, it didn't... It's going to draw me the blue card, isn't it? No, okay, fine. I needed to draw the blue card there and then block both, but yeah, it's fine. We had a reasonable run there with 5 wins, so can't really complain about that one too much. Yeah, so this deck was fine. It was definitely a couple of good cards light, but worked out pretty well in the end. We'd have much preferred this was even just another Striped Riverwinder, just so we had a little bit more play. But yeah, we were light on creatures, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but our creatures were not good creatures. So like some of these could have been like this could have been like the 1/3 that whenever you've cast a spell you get to loot, which would have been nice. But the deck was actually pretty solid. Definitely a couple of decisions we made in draft where we picked a couple of like big black cards, and we picked black cards in pack 2 because we opened Archfiend and we weren't really committed to red. Then we opened Chandra in pack 3, and Chandra is definitely a better card than the Archfiend. But that's everything for this draft. Stay tuned. If you want any codes, do let me know. I've got a handful of codes still to give away, so if you want any arena codes, do let me know.